Hare Krishna. It's not dead. You want to play? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. It's connected? It's not connected. I think HDMI to change. I'm thinking that screensaver is mine. It's a similar, I think. Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadramai Jaya Sudarshana. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Harinam Sankirtan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrunda ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you for the Bhagavatam class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayed Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So on yesterday, His Grace Madhurkhanay Prabhu covered second canto, 7th chapter, 22nd sloka, where I think clearly discussed about the Parashurama Avatara and after that also we were having his Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada का आविर्भाव दिवस उसके बारे में बात किया था. So we'll continue to recite and understand the second canto, 7th chapter, 23 shloka today, and then we'll say, please recite after me. Asmat prasadhamukha kalaya kalesha Ikshvaku vamsha avatirya guror nideshe Tishthan vanam sadayitanuja avivesha Yasmin viruddhya dashakandara artimarchat Asmat prasada sumukha kalaya kalesha Ikshvaku vamsha avatirya guro nideshe Tishthan vanam sadayitanuja avivesha Yasmin viruddhya dashakandhara artimarchat Asmat prasada sumukha kalaya kalesha Ikshvaku vamsha avatirya guro nideshe Tishthan vanam sadayitanuja avivesha Yasmin viruddhya dashakandara artimarchat Asmat prasada sumukha kalaya kalesha Ikshvaku vamsha avatirya guro nideshe Tishthan vanam sadayitanuja avivesha Yasmin viruddhya dashakandhara artimarchat Asmat prasada samukha kalaya kalesha kalaya kalesha Yasmin viruddhya dashakandhara artimarchat Asmat prasada sumukha kalaya kalesha Ikshvaku vamsha avatirya guro nideshe Tishtam Yasmin virudhya dashakandhara artimarchat. Okay. What the word meaning? Asmat, unto us, beginning from Brahma down to the insignificant ant. Prasada, causeless mercy. Sumukhaha, so inclined. Kalaya, with his plenary extensions. Kaleshaha, the Lord of all potencies. Ikshvaku, Maharaja Ikshvaku, in the dynasty of Sun. Vamshe, family. Avatirya, by descending in. Guru, of the father or spiritual master. Nideshe, under the order of. Tishtan, being situated in. Vanam, in the forest. Sadaita Anujaha, along with his wife and younger brother. Avivesha, entered. Yasmin, unto whom. Virudhya, being rebellious. Dashakandaraha, Ravana, who had 10 heads. Artim, great distress. Archat, achieved. Translation by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanaravindha Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Due to His causeless mercy upon all living entities within the universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, along with His plenary extensions, appeared in the family of Maharaja Ikshvaku as the Lord of his internal potency, Sita. Under the order of his father, Maharaja Dasharatha, he entered the forest and lived there for considerable years with his wife and younger brother. Ravana, who was very materially powerful, with 10 heads on his shoulders, committed a great offense against him and was thus ultimately. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Lord Rama is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his brothers, namely Bharata, Lakshmana and Shatrughna, are his plenary expansions. All 4 brothers are Vishnu Tattva and were never ordinary human beings. There are many unscrupulous and ignorant commentators on Ramayana who present the younger brothers of Lord Ramachandra as the ordinary living entities. But here in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the most authentic scripture on the signs of Godhead, it is clearly stated that his brothers were his plenary expansions. Originally, Lord Ramachandra is the incarnation of Vyasadeva. Lakshmana is the incarnation of Sankarshana. Bharata is the incarnation of Pradyumna, and Shatrughna is the incarnation of Aniruddha. Expansions of the personality of Godhead. These are the expansions of the personality of Godhead. Lakshmiji's Sita is the internal potency of the Lord and is neither an ordinary woman nor the external potency incarnation of Durga. Durga is the external potency of the Lord and she is associated with Lord Shiva. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 4.7, the Lord appears when there are discrepancies in the discharge of factual religion. The Lord Ramachandra also appeared under the same circumstances, accompanied by his brothers, who are expansions of the Lord's internal potency, and by Lakshmiji Sri Devi. Lord Ramachandra was ordered by his father, Maharaja Dasharatha, to leave home for the forest under awkward circumstances, and the Lord, as the ideal son of his father, carried out the order even on the occasion of his being declared the king of Ayodhya. One of his younger brothers, Lakshmanaji, desired to go with him, and so also his eternal wife, Sitaji, desired to go with him. The Lord agreed to both of them, and all together they entered the Dandakaranya forest to live there for 14 years. During their stay in the forest, there was some quarrel between Ramachandra and Ravana, and the latter kidnapped the Lord's wife, Sita, The quarrel ended in the vanquishing of the greatly powerful Ravana, along with all his kingdom and family. Sita is Lakshmiji, or the goddess of fortune, but she is never to be enjoyed by any living being. She is meant for being worshipped by the living being along with her husband, Sri Ramachandra. A materialistic man like Ravana does not understand this great truth, but on the contrary, he wants to snatch Sita Devi from the custody of Rama and thus incurs a great miseries. The materialists who are after opulence and material prosperity may take lessons from the Ramayana that the policy of exploiting the nature of the Lord without acknowledging the supremacy of the Lord. Supreme Lord is the policy of supremacy of the Supreme Lord is the policy of Ravana. Ravana was very advanced materially, so much so that he turned his kingdom Lanka into pure gold or full material wealth. But because he did not recognize the supremacy of Lord Ramachandra and defied him by stealing his wife, Sita, Ravana was killed and all his opulences and power were destroyed. Lord Ramachandra is a full incarnation with 6 opulences in full, and he is therefore mentioned in this verse as Kaleshaha, or master of all opulences. So before proceeding with our discussion, we'll chant the prayers and then we'll continue our discussion. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadhanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So actually this verse itself, it's very huge. It's having the complete Ramayana in one verse, right? So it started with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, incarnation and his plenary expansions and extensions. And from there, they going to the forest. There Ravana comes into the picture, and Ravana is killed by Rama, with a bringing back Sita Devi to Ayodhya. So it's a kind of whole Ramayana there in this particular verse. So actually the canto itself is a cosmic manifestation, and the chapter is scheduled incarnation with specific functions. So every day, I think each and every verse is covering one incarnation. So I know that I'm not really, capable to discuss on the Rama Avatara or Ramayana, but as service given, I try to, put forth few points which are read from the Ramayana book, and also hear from the different acharyas. And I request all of you pray for me, and so that I speak the right words at the right time, and which glorifies the Sri Ramachandra and Sri Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Anantagodi Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. So actually, before I enter into my experience with Ramayana is, as every Indian will have Ramayana in their minds, some or the other way. It's a kind of situation where we grown up in India. That means some or the other way the parents or grandparents try to teach about the Ramayana, and in villages it is a kind of a kind of situation where Harikatha will be there in the evenings, in the nights sometimes, and in 80s and 90s it is a kind of 80 to 90s there is a Ramayana serial coming in the TVs, right? Most of the people are very familiar with the Ramakatha, and that way got some understanding and knowledge in the previous years. But at the same time, I'm very happy that I got introduced to ISKCON with the Ramayana book of His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj written Ramayana book, because in the 2020s during the COVID situation, one of my friend called and we started, he wanted to start reading the scriptures. He didn't mention anything about the Bhagavad Gita or about ISKCON, but he said that anyway we are getting some time, so let's start reading it. Then we opened Ramayana as the first book of ISKCON, and then we started reading, and page by page. It's a kind of giving a lot of nectar. Generally, as everyone knows, in our temple, Madhur Kanya Prabhu get prepared, madhur or sweet. If we take any part of the, rice or the taste, it will be very, tasty. So Shri Radha Madhav ki jai, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai Sudarshan ki, Gaur Nitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So that way, Ramayana, when we started reading it itself, giving very, a nice feeling that every word is very powerful, and gradually it was transforming the thought process. That way, that is my first experience with Ramayana as a scripture, and started reading it. So today I'm very happy that I got an opportunity to read the verse which is related to Ramachandra and discuss few words about Ramachandra. So I tried one presentation so that we can see there and understand. So actually I know everyone knows about the Ramayana and the characters of the Ramachandra, but to glorify again and to understand a bit more on the Ramayana, I try to touch, or I try to discuss few points on what is Ramayana and so on, and from there we try to understand the power of the reading Ramayana like that, and we continue our discussion. So here you can see the son of Maharaja Khatwanga was Ikshvaku dynasty actually, the Ramachandra born in the Ikshvaku dynasty, and his son from the dynasty of the solar dynasty, Surya Vamsha basically it is called. So Maharaja Khatwango and his son is Dirghabahu, and his son is Raghu, and the son of Raghu is Aja. And Aja, the son of Aja was Dasharatha. Now, basically, when we do this Rama Kalyana, we say the names of these, kings, the previous, forefathers of the Ramachandra. They're Aja and Dasharatha, Raghu. These names of the forefathers. Okay, so the son of the Dasharatha Maharaja is Sri Ramachandra. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and this is the Ikshvaku dynasty. And I think this Ikshvaku also, when we get connected, Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavana Hamavyayam, in that shloka we can understand this. Bhagavad Gita is also mentioned in or previously explained to sun god. From that dynasty, it came into the Ikshvaku Vamsha, and from there, we can understand on the Bhagavad Gita, we read it and we try to understand. You are able to see the PPT? Yes, right? Full screen, yeah. So basically we see these important characters in the Ramayana, and each and every name itself, it gives huge history or the information about those characters. Maharaja Dasharatha and his three consorts like Kausalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi. So story starts with them, and what happens with these Dasharatha Maharaja. Actually, Dasharatha Maharaj does like he rules the kingdom for thousands and thousands of years, right? And then after still that time, he didn't get any children. So he's very upset with the situation, and he went to Vasishtha. Vasishtha comes to his kingdom once, and he discusses with a Sabha, and he explains the situation where I am ruling this Ayodhya for longer years, but I'm in a situation now there is no, descendants or the who is going to take care of the Ayodhya in the future. So that way the Dasharatha character comes into the picture, and we can see the Vasishtha Rishi explains the importance of the yajna, and then as a pure devotee, Dasharatha Maharaja also understands that sacrifice for Vishnu will give the better results. So that way he started with Ashwamedha Yaga first, and then the Ashwamedha Yaga is, the priest, the main priest, Brahma, is actually Rishyasringa Muni. So he leads the Ashwamedha Yajna. And once the Ashwamedha Yaga is covered or done with that austerity, and then he asks Dasharatha Maharaja to go with the Putra Kameshti Yaga, so that he can get the children. So already the preparations are going on. The Vaikuntha Loka, Mahavishnu is getting ready to incarnate as Ramachandra and all other three brothers in this earth. So that way we know the Vasishtha and Rishyasringa Muni there, and they performed the Putra Kameshti Yaga, and from there one of the beautiful god appears, and he brings with the payasa. What do we say in English? It's a kind of sweet rice. Yeah. So he brings the sweet rice, and Dasharatha Maharaja shares that sweet rice with his three queens, Kausalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi. And so I think for Kausalya, Ramachandra Murti, and for Kaikeyi, Bharata burns, and Lakshmana and Shatrughna are the twin brothers who are for Sumitra. So that way the four Vishnu Tattva appears in this material world. Along with that, we know the other characters like Hanuman and Ravana, and the other incarnations. And Ravana is one of the Rakshasa, where Ram appears to kill Ravana, and Vibhishana is one of the nice character where we can understand how the devotion done by the Rakshasa Vibhishana. So as it is mentioned in the purport by Srila Prabhupada, the Ramachandra is the incarnation of Vasudeva, Sri Krishna, and Lakshmana is the incarnation of Sankarshana. This is a kind of four, what we call it as quadruple expansions. And so Sankarshana is nothing but Balaram. So Lakshmana is the incarnation of Balaram, and Bharata is the incarnation of Pradyumna, and Shatrughna is the incarnation of Aniruddha. So these all four are the incarnations of Sri Krishna or Mahavishnu. So Srila Prabhupada clearly mentions in the purport by saying that we should not think that the only Ramachandra or Lakshmana are very important and the other brothers, two brothers, Bharata and Shatrugna is not important. They are normal human beings. There are commentaries by saying about Bharata and Shatrugna as normal people, normal kings. But Srila Prabhupada is clearly mentioned about this point that we should not think that those are normal kings in this material world. They are also the Vishnu Tattva and Pradyumna and Aniruddha. Okay, this is the kind of Dasharatha's son incarnations. And Sita Devi is the incarnation of Mahalakshmi. So this is very clear, and it is also, Lakshmi ji is the internal potency of the Lord. She is not an external potency or not any other energy. She is the internal potency of the Lord Ramachandra or Lord Sri Krishna. And she is not an ordinary woman. Whenever we go with, before you get into the spirituality or devotional this thing, and most of the people think this is a kind of history. It's not an history, it is a kind of myth. Nothing is there, and this is a kind of poet which is given by few rishis or something like that. But it is clearly mentioned. She is the real and internal potency. Sita Devi is the internal potency of Shri Krishna or Ramachandra. And Durga is the external potency. So she is the nature, the Prakruti, and that is the reason she is associated with Lord Shiva to have this nature and helps us to move towards Krishna, and at the same time she covers as a Maya, and so that we suffer in this material world for the bad activities, the sinful activities, whatever we have done. So if we take the shelter of Sri Ramachandra and Sita Devi, and then we are protected. And if we take the Maya, and then we will be suffering in this material world. So that way we can understand. And especially when we discuss about the Ramayana, and there are many versions, right? And there are, everyone hear about Ramayana in the childhood, or and some are the other way around. So Tulasidas also written Ramayana and Ramacharita-manas. That is also authentic actually, and which is actually the core or the moola is Valmiki Ramayana. This is written by Valmiki. So Ramacharita-manas, and also in the Tamil Kamba Ramayana is there, and in Telugu Raghu Ramayana, something like that. It's not that much authentic, but Kamba Ramayana also in the Telugu it is more popular. That is also taken from Valmiki Ramayana. It's a kind of different languages, so that the people who are there in that particular language can understand. That way, the Valmiki Ramayana is written by, taken as a base and written by the other acharyas to give the understanding of the Ramayana to whole world. So that way, with reference to the Ramacharita-manas, I was listening to one of the lecture and understood it is written in Awadhi language. This Awadhi language is the mother tongue of Ramchandra. In Ayodhya, it is their mother tongue, Ayodhya. So Awadhi, that is one of the reason we can think that Ramacharita-manas is also one of the authentic Ramayana. But in Tulasidas says that in his verses itself, that the content which I copied is from Valmiki Ramayana itself. So that way we can understand the importance. And so it is more popular in the North India. I think in South India, I don't see, I'm not sure any authentic Ramayana is there. But when we get into, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj Ramayana, it is very nicely, explained each and every point. And it's very heart-touching and goes into our minds, and so that we can read and experience the happiness and pleasure and the devotional touch in most of the part of the Ramayana in that book. So that is a kind of the glorification of Ramayana and the characters in the Ramayana, and then we'll try to see what really helps us to keep moving in our devotional service. I took few verses from Rama Raksha Stotram. I think most of us might be heard in the past, so we try to see. Just I took the 34th verse as to give or to take the blessings of the Valmiki, because he written the Ramayana. So to bow down to the great sage Valmiki, this is one of the verse which is mentioned in the Rama Raksha Stotra. I think you can repeat after me. Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Vande Valmiki Kokilam. So I'll salute to the greatest sage Valmiki, who sings the sweet name of Rama, sweet letters of Ramanam in form of Ramayana as sweetly as cuckoo will sing sitting atop a tree. Have you heard the cuckoo sound before this class starts? There was a cuckoo sound nearby, actually. I'm not sure. Yes? Anyone here? When I hear that, I felt like, okay, might be Ramachandra given, blessings in that form. Very near, I heard sound. I'm not sure. Anyone heard the cuckoo sound? Here? Yes, it was very near to us. And this side, it was coming when we were reading the shloka. So here we can see, salute to the great sage Valmiki. Valmiki written this Ramayana, and with the sweet letters of Ramanama. Everything in the Ramayana is very sweet. Kujantam Rama Rameti. What he is singing? He is singing about the Ramanama, and which is Madhuram Madhuraksharam, which is always very sweet and very tasty as the sweet prepared by our devotees in Iskanathapur. We don't get that taste anywhere. So, Madhuram Madhuraksharam. Every letter, every word, every sentence is very sweet. Okay? And as sweetly as cuckoo will sing sitting atop of tree. We are coming towards the summer, right? During the summer, the cuckoos will sing, and they started, I think, this is the first cuckoo which is started, and they're welcoming the summer. So during the summer, we hear very nice sounds, all the time they come, and sometimes the two cuckoos come and they sing along, one after the other. And in childhood, I think, I'm not sure if you have experience or don't have experience. Cuckoo gives the sound on the tree, and the children gives the sound from the their house, and then it immediately responds. And most of the time, at least when I was in village, I used to do that, giving the sound and return back, and it's more loudly it gives. You can try it out. So that way, that the sound of the cuckoo is very nice, and which is gives pleasure to our ears. So Valmiki's sound is actually Ramayana. So the Ramayana is very nice, and you can experience the bliss in the spiritual realm. Okay, so we see. Actually, the Ramayana is having the slokas. There are 24,000. There's a small text mistakes when I was copying. I think 24,000 verses in Valmiki Ramayana. Bhagavatam is having 18,000. So in one of the lecture, one of the Acharya was mentioning that to explain about the glories of Sri Krishna with all the incarnations and everything, it is 18,000 verses. But to glorify only Ramachandra, it is 24,000 verses. So how sweet it is, Ramachandra. So that was a kind of mention. Because Rama is a kind of personality. You can see from any angle and you can get everything. As a brother, as a son, as a husband, as a king, whatever you want to see in him, as a lover, pumsam mohana rupaya. When he goes into the forest, all the rishis wanted him to marry, and that is the reason he come as a Krishna, and he married everyone. So that could be one of the reason Valmiki spend a lot of time, and might be he given 24,000 verses. But we can see the next verse, which is first verse of the Ram Raksha Stotra, and we can understand some more glories of Ramachandra. You can repeat after me. Charitam Raghunadasya Shatakoti Pravistaram Ekaikamaksharam Pumsam Mahapatakanashanam. The life story of Sri Rama is spread across 1 billion of Ramayans or billion of verses. Actually, Charitam Raghunadasya Shatakoti Pravistaram. Actually, the actual verses is Shatakoti. How many? Shata Koti. 100 crore. Shatakoti Pravistaram. Actually, it is not 24,000 verses. It is 100 crore verses in spiritual world, actually, not in the material world. So that is a kind of mention. Ekaikamaksharam Pumsam. Recitation of each and every word of his life story of Sri Ramachandra, which what it does? Mahapataka Nashanam. It destroys even the greatest sins of the people who done a lot of sins in their past lives. Okay, so we can understand that actually it is 100 crore in the spiritual world. So it's a kind of Lord Shiva got the Ramayana of 100 crores. So he distributed for that to all the planetary systems by segregating it, dividing it. And at the end, I'm just giving the conclusion point, and so that it's a kind of calculation of 100 crores into divide by 33 lakhs, like that. And he given to Urdhvaloka and middle planetary system and the lower planetary system. And again he leave with 1 lakh, and again 33,000, and he left with 1,000. And 1,000 again he divides into 333. He left with 1 verse. And with 1 verse, what he did, 1 verse is having the 32 syllables. So again he divides it into 10. He gives it. And Parvati asks, what you left with? And then Lord Shiva says, I left with very crucial and very important letters, which are Ram. Rama is the 2-letter word which I left with. That is very condensed. If you take the name of the Ram, that is fair enough. That is the reason, even in our Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it is there. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Nama actually refers to many things. What Shiva says to Parvati is, Rama Nama refers to many things. If you take Rama as a name, and Rama is Balaram. There is a Rama in Balaram also. And yesterday, Parashuram, there is also Rama. And if you take Rama, and I was listening, Jiva Goswami mentioned about this part. Rama is also Krishna, not as an incarnation. With the letters also, it is a Krishna. It refers to Krishna and Radharani. How? When you take the letter Ra, it means Radharani. Jiva Goswami, there is one verse, I haven't copied it. So Ra means Radharani and Ma means Madhusudana. So he feels like, Rama is giving the presence of Lord Ramachandra and Lord Krishna and Radharani. Radharani is Ra and Ma is Madhusudana. So then there is no difference. You take Rama Nama and you are getting full benefit. So Lord Shiva says that I have two letters and which is very powerful. So you take Rama Nama. So that way we can understand the 100 crore verses become for us in the shorter form as 24,000 verses with the Valmiki Ramayana. So that way we are very lucky in one way that we haven't got the 100 crore verses, because it's very difficult. The 24,000 verses itself is very difficult for us to read. And so that is the reason our Srila Prabhupada given us a simple solution. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I will cover a couple of more verses and from this. And again, Lord Shiva is saying, if you see he's reading the Ramayana book, please repeat. Ityetani japan nityam madbhakta shraddhayanvitaha ashvamedhadikam punyam samprapnoti na samshayah. Thus Lord Shiva said, my devotee who recites these names of Rama with faith, he without any doubt will get religious merits more than the performance of yajnas like Ashwamedha. You will get the full benefit, if you take the name of the Ramachandra. It is equal to or even more than Ashwamedha Yajna. Who is saying this? Lord Shiva, he himself saying that whoever, if anyone thinks that I am the devotee of Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva, what he is expecting? He is expecting, take the name of Ram. If you take the name of the Ram, then you are done with the Ashwamedha Yaga. You will get the benefit of Ashwamedha Yaga or even more. So that way, in this Ramayana is more powerful and gives a lot of pleasure and happiness to everyone. So, yeah, one more. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunadhaya Nadhaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. I salute Rama, my beloved Rama, and moon-like peaceful Rama. I salute Lord of Raghus, and Lord of all the worlds, and the husband of Sita. I think if you see Krishna, might be, you can see, some, you cannot understand. It's very difficult to understand Lord Krishna, right? He's having many thoughts in his, many plans in his, this thing. He always plans different things for the devotees. But when you look at the Ramachandra, he's very simple and plain. By looking at him itself, you are done. You are very happy. His moon-like peaceful face, right? He will be like that only. Ramachandra is it says like Rama is, it looks like a dharma vigraha. If you see Rama itself, it's a dharma. He gives an impression that he is following the dharma. So that way, peaceful. I think Raghurama will have the moon, right? On his head. Moon. Sorry? Shiva has. I think sometimes Rama is also, no, not in the pictures. Huh? So, yeah, anyway, he's very, loving. Yeah, after his name, actually. Yeah, there is a story for that Chandra. He was crying for something, and then he said that, okay, don't worry, and I will be there. And because sun is not moving when Ramachandra born, so sun is still there. He don't want to go away because he want to see Ramachandra continuously and all the time. And then Chandra says that no, it is not good practice because I need to come and I need to see. And still Ramachandra is there. And then Ramachandra gives a boon that don't worry, and I am taking your name into my name as Ramachandra. Right. So I salute to the Lord of Raghus, Lord of all the souls and then the husbands of the Sita. Okay, we'll cover one last and then we'll conclude. Yeah, this is very nice. Shri Ramachandra Charanau Manasa Smarami. Shri Ramachandra Charanau Vachasa Ghrunami. Shri Ramachandra Charanau Shirasa Namami. Shri Ramachandra Charanau Sharanam Prapadye. I remember the feet of Sri Ramachandra in my mind. I praise the feet of Sri Ramachandra by my speech. I salute the feet of Sri Ramachandra by bowing down my head. I take refuge in the lotus feet of Sri Ramachandra by bowing myself down. So by looking at this, what verse we can remember? Ambarish Maharaj, Savai Manah Krishna Padara Vindayor Vachamsi Vaikuntha Gunanu Varnane. Right? So it's a kind of all your material senses. What you can do, what we can do, we engage in the service of Lord Ramachandra, Lord Krishna. I remember the feet of Sri Ramachandra in my mind. Always I wanted to keep the feet of Ramachandra or Lord Sri Krishna in my mind, and so that I don't bewildered in this material world. I always serve him. I always look at his lotus feet. How beautiful our Krishna's lotus feet with a small tulasi and the lotus feet, right? We can take the darshan of the Lord Krishna, and then we keep our mind in the feet of Lord Sri Krishna or Ramachandra. And Vachasa Ghrunami. So what we have to do, we have to be always in the satsanga and keep on discussing about the Lord Ram or the pastimes of the Sri Krishna, pastimes of the different incarnation of the Krishna avatars, different avatars and different this thing. So Vachasa Ghrunami. Vachasa is the speech and the bowing down. You bow down to Sri Ramachandra, and so that you are done with all your sinful activities and you will be going to get moksha. So at the end, what we have to do? Sharanam prapadye. We have to surrender. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja. Aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami mashuchaha. I will give you my abode. You come to my world. If you surrender unto me, I will take out all your sinful activities and you will get the moksha or my lotus feet all the time. Right? So that way we can understand, and the Rama Katha is itself very huge, and we might be, the acharyas who have got full understanding of the Ramayana and the shlokas, verses, and they can bring many things from many places and have very nice recipe and have it, taste it, drink it. You can have continuous discussions on the Ramachandra pastimes. So that way I would like to stop here by surrendering it to Sri Krishna and Sri Ramachandra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Anyone have any comments? Yes, Prabhu. I think, I'm not sure, Mike.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Srila Prabhupada also gave a very nice commentary on the Lord Ramachandra's pastime in the 9th canto of the Bhagavatam.
Yes.
Very nice. I like to read that a lot too. I just wanted to say that. That was my comment.
Okay, Prabhu, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
I don't want to get into debatable questions, but it may be debatable question also, because many times, like Prabhupada used to say that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yes.
But here Prabhupada is telling that Rama is the Supreme Personality of Godhead with full opulence. And like many devotees say that, I had heard this in Juhu, very senior devotee, he used to say that if you chant Lord Ram, you can get moksha. But if you chant Lord Krishna's name, you can get Krishna Prem. So,
so actually, yeah, the question itself, it is having an answer. Whether you need moksha or you need a service of the Lord Krishna all the time, which is more powerful. Actually, getting the love of Krishna all the time is more powerful, because you will be there with Krishna all the time in his Goloka Vrindavan, for example, and you are doing the service. Getting the moksha might be this kind of different, and that way might be we can understand. Or Prabhu wants to add.
Supreme Personality of Godhead, all the avatars, Rama, Varaha, Nrsimha, they are all Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is also Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Krishna is called Original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Original means not duplicate and original. Original means where it originated. In that way, is Original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like that I heard. You heard one?
So every jiva, as Prabhupada says, has intimate connection with Krishna. Somebody may be a lover of Krishna, like we see gopis. Somebody may be a mother of Krishna, like Yashoda Mata, Devaki. So like that, every soul has some relationship. Like we hear 5 kinds of primary rasa. We don't find such kind of things with Lord Ram, right? So we hear only Dasya Bhav, Hanuman. But these 5 kinds of exchanges we find, because Krishna is the origin of all other incarnations. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam.
Yeah.
So like, this is my...
adding to the point of Nityananda Prabhu, that Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains in Chaitanya Charitamrita about different incarnations and all. So all the incarnations like this, like Lord Ramchandra, they are all like full of 6 opulences, and they have all qualities. But Krishna has 4 special qualities which no other incarnations or no other forms have.
Yes.
Like Venu Madhuri.
True.
4 conjugal love, Parakiya Bhava.
Yeah, Leela Madhuri, Venu
Yes,
Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri. That's the 4th one.
Even Krishna is so beautiful that even Mahavishnu gets attracted to Krishna. He wants to see Krishna like that.
Yeah.
So he's the most beautiful person. So he is the supreme, actually, as Prabhuji ne bola, original supreme person.
And moksha means also there are 5, no? Sashti,
Sarupya,
Sarupya, Salokya, Samipya. So that is also going to the kingdom of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is also... but here in worshipping Krishna, this is like, this is like the topmost. We don't desire that. We only desire to serve the Lord, right? In that separation. So this is a different mood of worship. So Krishna, so there is in the Bhakti, if you should read Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu for this. There is Kevala Prema, there is Vaikuntha Prema. So Prema is there towards Lord Rama also. Yeah. Do you think Hanuman doesn't have Prema to Lord Rama? It's there. So love is there, but that's a different love. Love towards Krishna is a different love. It's Kevala Prema. So all these things are there in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
Yes,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have this question from a long time. Since you mentioned in this class, I will ask. The marriage happens between male and female, but why all the rishis in the jungle, they wanted to marry Ramachandra, you mentioned in the class?
Bro, might be. Actually, in the scriptures it is mentioned Pumsam Mohana Rupaya. That means like he's very attractive. As Prabhu was mentioning, the Vishnu also, he wanted to take the name of Krishna, right? It's very loving. Similarly, Ramachandra's physical body, I mean, physical in the sense which is already spiritual in the other way around. And when he descends to this material world, and he was roaming in the forests, in the first sight itself, the Rishi is getting love at first sight with Ramachandra. So that way they wanted to, as there are different rasas, Krishna, Vishnu, I mean Ramachandra, when they see Ramachandra and then they feel that, okay, we need to have a relationship with Ramachandra as a, his lover. So that way they wanted to have the desire, and that is not fulfilled in the same Rama Avatara, that is fulfilled in the Krishna Avatara.
All the sages in the forest, they're all very elevated.
Yes.
They are not on the bodily platform. They are all on the spiritual platform. Certainly, they are all free from any kind of mundane sex desire. And Lord is also free from mundane sex desire. So that desire that they have is different, which they want to serve the Lord in that Swakiya ras. That desire they have.
Yes.
They are all elevated sages. They are not common man. They are elevated sages. Clear?
Thank you. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Nice. Prabhuji questioned about Lord Rama and Lord Krishna, and Prabhuji answered. So we read this thing also in Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Prabhuji mentioned about 5 rasas. So we read this thing that those on the particular rasa consider that rasa to be best. For example, Hanuman is in the Dasya rasa of Lord Ramchandra. He considered him to be best. If you offered him Madhuri rasa, he will not accept it. So for outsider, it's consideration. This is best, this is low. But those in the Dasya rasa, there is no consideration like that. We hear the pastimes on Chaitanya Charitamrita also. The one pastime is of the younger brother of Rupa Goswami, Vallabha. He was a great devotee of Lord Ramchandra. Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami told that you worship Lord Krishna, we will discuss pastime of Krishna. But he tried, but no, I can't give up. And there's one Murari Gupta was also there. So this point is also there, that those for outsiders is consideration. But those who are in the mood, the Yashoda Maya cannot give serving Krishna in that mood. So those who are worshippers of Lord Ramchandra, for them that is the best thing they can have.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thanks for adding. Grandaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Thank you.